By all accounts, this has been one of the biggest years for PC handhelds. We've seen so many amazing releases this year, and we've seen some others, as well as just being generally sort of hitting the zenith of its popularity, but that does come with its own downsides. Alongside with all these releases, we've seen huge price increases across the board from basically every major PC handheld manufacturer, even including our beloved Steam Deck, seeing its price raise to $400 from originally being $350. Granted, that did come with an extra bump in storage, but it is sad to see that beloved $350 Steam Deck go. So I thought to compile all the year's PC handhelds into one list, one top 5 list of my overall thoughts for each one, then finally crowning the best PC handheld of 2025. Let's start with number 5, being the Asus Xbox Ally X, the white one. This handheld has been, let's just say, divisive, primarily due to its shockingly lack of performance for a really lackluster price of about $600, $200 more than the Steam Deck that it's closest to in performance, which is devastating. Recycling the same old 1080p 120Hz display we've seen for the last 3 years or whatever. A chunky, heavy design with lackluster battery life not really justifying any of its costs. But now with a recent sale, it has actually suddenly become shockingly okay. And that sale has dropped its price all the way down to under $500 at about $490 currently available on Amazon. The affiliate link down in the description if you're interested. Unfortunately though, it won't get here before Christmas. The only reason why this device is even on this list is because of that sale price. And it makes it a little bit slightly justifiable. But to me, this is probably one of the worst releases we've seen this year, but it's by far not the most deplorable thing I've seen. That mostly goes to Neo and some of their horrible pricing, but they might redeem themselves with the next two, who knows. The non-X Xbox Ally is a perfectly mediocre device that is okay at pretty much everything, but it doesn't stand out in any way either. It is going to be the handheld that most people buy who don't know much about PC handhelds, and I feel bad for them because this device is not that good and they deserve so much better. But this was designed to be a more budget-friendly device, and that it is, though whether it's worth it or not still remains to be seen. The only reason why the Legion Go 2 is placed here at number 4 is because of its price. The only reason why it's not lower is because of that big and beautiful 1080p OLED 8-inch display. Honestly, that screen is absolutely phenomenal. And it is still to its core a Legion Go device with its detachable controllers, amazing giant touchpad, and compatibility with the Windows full screen experience. But like I said before, the reason why it's not any higher than this is because the starting price to get one with the Z2 Extreme is about $1,300. And granted, due to recent price increases for the GPD and 1x devices because of the NAND shortage, it honestly has become a slightly better deal than it originally was, but it's still getting demolished by a device $300 more. And I can justify spending that amount when you're probably getting more than $300 of extra value. And that device will suit you for many, many, many years to come. This Legion Go 2 with the Z2 Extreme, it's fine for now, but it will start showing its age in a year or two. I highly doubt any device with Strix Halo will show its age anytime soon. That being said though, the Legion Go 2 is an alright device. It's definitely better than number 5. But the Legion Go 2 still suffers from similar problems that many devices of this era are currently facing. That being, its not so great price, and overall, it is still a chunkier device and battery life could be better, but there are some highlights to this device, as I stated before, that amazing OLED screen and the fun usefulness of being able to detach its controllers, using the mouse mode. It has a ton of fun ways to play. Though I disagree with its price, this is still a fundamentally pretty good handheld all things considered. And if we're able to find one at a pretty decent sale, at least in the coming months, it could honestly be worth it. But who knows, we might see even more price increases with tariffs and NAND shortages become more and more of an issue, these devices become more and more expensive. That's why the Legion Go 2 goes into the number 4 spot. The number 3 spot was rather easy for me to place, primarily because this is a device that I honestly think is a pretty decent value, that being the Xbox Ally X. While it is on the more expensive side of things, starting at about $1,100, for your $1,100, you're actually getting a pretty decent handheld, unlike with the Legion Go 2. At $1,100, you're getting the Z2 Extreme. On top of that, you're getting 24 gigs of memory. That means a full 8 gigs dedicated to the integrated graphics, which is realistically all you need, and a solid 16 gigs dedicated to the CPU and any other background tasks you may have. So overall, this is a fairly well-rounded device, and with a more than fine price point, it is actually okay, and I'm willing to make the compromise of having a lower quality screen, less than beautiful design, but though it is actually quite functional when it actually is trying to do what it wants to do, is honestly a pretty solid handheld. It is the most 7 out of 10 handheld in the world. It doesn't offend me in any egregious ways other than the blatant reuse of the same screen. I know I harp on this a lot. The screen withstanding, it is essentially the same design as the Xbox Ally, just in a different color and different performance. It also has a significantly larger battery, contributing to a much better overall playing experience, and with it is a very chunky design, it is very ergonomic and comfortable to play on for long periods of time, so I'll give it that at the very least. It may not be pretty, it is a very much functional handheld, and if you buy it, you certainly won't be disappointed. It also comes natively with the new full-screen Xbox experience, and for my time using it, is actually fairly decent, and is a great alternative to something like SteamOS. Moving along to number 4, that being the GPD Win 5. The GPD Win 5 is a very interesting device for a few reasons. It barely made the cut for this video, only certain SKUs have started shipping, and even still, most of them aren't in hands of most people quite yet. And on top of that, they already sold out some of the most important SKUs, that being the base model with the 8050S. It's not as cutting edge as the 8060S, but it's still leagues and bounds faster than the Z2 Extreme. The only reason why the Win 5 isn't my number 1 recommended handheld is its availability and its price. And this isn't necessarily a victim of the same horrible pricing as the rest of the industry is. This is always going to be a more premium, more boutique device, a significantly more unique form factor, one of the smallest PC handhelds you can buy, and with a design that I just absolutely adore. That PSP style is something that is near and dear to my heart, and I genuinely think this is one of the best looking devices. Though I'm sad to see them remove the slat out keyboard, I'm okay with the caveat being that you get some amazing performance instead. Of course, this is Windows-based, so it also can utilize the Windows full screen experience after doing some Windows shenaniganry to enable it in the first place, but natively supporting it will be here soon enough, so not a huge deal for the time being. If you are in the market to buy a brand new, amazing handheld and you don't mind waiting a little bit for stock to get better, this is a fairly decent option. Starting at about $1,400, it is a more expensive device. But if you're already in the market of buying something like one of the higher end SKUs of the Legion Go 2, this isn't too far-fetched, though you are hitching your horse to a more sketchy company when it comes to after-sales support, which I'm not saying GPD themselves are sketchy, it just means that they are a Chinese handheld manufacturer. They're not going to be as easy to get help from as it would be MSI or whatever. It is still a device that is near and dear to my heart, and I am biased to all hell about it, but it is going to be my number 4. My number 1 best handheld is going to be the Legion Go S. I was a big hater of this device when it first came out in February of this year. It was one of the first devices we saw released this year, and at the time, it just was a really bad deal. It saw several price increases in its time leading up to release and after release, weirdness with what SKUs are shipping first and what versions are coming out at what time, and it was a very confusing and annoying time. But A few months later, the year is almost over, and things have settled down quite a bit. They eliminated some innocuous SKUs that really didn't need to be there, and simplified it to a degree that it honestly is pretty nice. And we've seen some huge sales and price decreases in that time when it comes to this device, drastically changing how I feel about it, it being one of the best upgrades from a Steam Deck a person can make. Recently, we saw some pretty huge discounts with a Z1 Extreme based Legion Go S selling for about $450, and that was probably one of the best deals you could get during Black Friday. With its all-in-one design, it is different from other Legion devices, but for that I actually really like it. It is incredibly comfortable, it is a beautiful large screen, and a design that I really do like, and at a fairly decent price point even when it's not on sale these days. Though if you are able to get it on sale, you are getting a really nice device, and it goes on sale quite frequently. That's why it is my #1 best handheld of 2025. I would love to hear what you guys think though. Are you at all interested in any of the handhelds I talked about? Which one are you planning to buy, or do you already own one? I would love to hear what you guys think about this down below. Massive shout out to channel members. If you want to become a channel member, there are some benefits like getting to watch videos a couple hours before everybody else, channel badges, and that's about it. Thank you to Znerig, one of my first members on the channel. And if you're at all interested in getting any of the devices we talked about in this video, affiliate links will be in the description. And if you click those and use those links, they go a long way in helping support the channel and help me make the content that I love so much. And don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. All the other social media garbage down below. And last but not least, have a wonderful day.